Good afternoon, everybody. Coming on real quick. Some crazy stuff going on. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Um, there was a post that was put out, and let me share that with you so that you can see that I'm not losing my mind. We're just going to say this is alleged for the moment because said post is now missing, but I was lucky enough, thank you, Veronica, joke star, for getting a copy of this. It might have been premature, but let's report on it anyway, because maybe we're getting close to the justice that we've been waiting for. And it says in the top that this was posted about 9 minutes ago. Breaking news in the J.P. Miller FBI investigation. According to a source close to the case, SLED, local police, and the FBI are currently at Pastor John Paul Miller's house. It appears that they are there to take him into custody on at least one federal charge and possibly a charge connected to the sexual assault allegations from one of Jane Doe's, who I'm told filed a police report. Follow this post for updates. And this is the mugshot from November of 2024. Now, I'm saying alleged. And why? Because almost immediately after this was reposted, or posted initially, then reposted by many, it's now gone and taken down. Now, did Facebook take it down? We don't know. Did the feds take it down? We don't know. I did contact people that live in the area. They don't see anything. So, that's the facts of the matter. That doesn't mean they're not there. They don't necessarily have to surround with dogs and helicopters and whatnot, but we are not really getting a actual full report. Now, I'm assuming if it is true, then you will see that mainstream will jump all over it. Probably local news will be the first, and then it will kind of, go out from that point. It would be a great Thanksgiving present. I can tell you that. It would be a wonderful Thanksgiving present, especially in the situations that we are all in now, facing a very corrupt judicial system and, whatnot. So, and you see a lot going on here in our own government that some serious things are going on, which I was going to cover next week. But now I feel like I'm being forced to cover now. So we just put our hands together and pray that this is actually true and happening. If we go back to 2 weeks ago, where John Paul Miller was heard at his Sunday, I guess, church service, if that's what you want to call it, asking the 12 people that were left in his congregation or cult or whatever you want to call them to pray and fast, because he and Susie were going to be facing some life and death situations. He was never clear on what they were and, what they were facing. They had been facing. It had been a very difficult time. And so we really don't have clarification on all of that. Myrtle Beach Media is keeping up on it. Oh, did you? Okay. Well, here you go. We have somebody here. Oops, sorry, wrong person. Filed charges against him today for theft of signs. Well, good for you. I don't know if that's what we're hearing. Yes, okay. I'm not sure if that's what we're hearing right now, and if that is the case, we are behind you and hope that you're successful in this. I'm not really sure of the full story on what had happened, but either way, we're on your side. Just so you know. But this is Liz Farrell who had put this up. This is not some random person. This is somebody from Luna Shark, reporter. She's, not an irresponsible person. So maybe it's very possible that the local police department had gone to see him in regards to the charges that have been filed against him today for the theft of signs. So that might be what we're dealing with right here. That doesn't mean the feds showed up. It doesn't mean that they didn't. We just don't have any clarification if whether they showed up or not. They may have just gone over there to speak to him, and maybe somebody saw a police car in the front and thought, this is it. We have no proof of anything, Chana. We are literally going on speculation right now and rumor. This is not speculation. Once again, let me put it up. TCB Myrtle Beach had just come in and said that they filed charges against him today. So it's very possible that the local police department, in response to these charges being filed against him today, had shown up and just went there to question him. Doesn't necessarily mean that he was taken into custody. Again, this post that was put up by Liz was taken down shortly after. So do not blame Liz. Do not get mad at Liz. She's just as excited as we are to see justice for Mica and Chris. And it would be nice that our holiday season, has some justice to it, that we've been looking for, working really hard for, and praying for, and hoping for. And so this would have been a great beginning to the holiday season. But, we'll have to wait for God's timing. And with that being said, I was going to cover this at one point, but I'm going to cover it now because does it have anything to do with what we're talking about? Indirectly, yes. I'm not sure if you had noticed that President Trump is calling for court-martial and tribunals for 6, I think they were senators, who had vaguely advised the military not to obey the commands from our commander-in-chief or the president of the United States. And now there's talk of martial law. Now, how does that affect this situation? Well, there are a lot of people in the public, and there is constitutional law that backs this up, where if you get enough people, enough citizens, U.S. citizens, and they have to be legal, by the way, who are calling for the military or martial law to take over because our judicial system is too corrupt, they will respond to the public, we the people. So who knows? If things don't seem to happen in regards to the justice that we've been seeking, who knows? Maybe we will have martial law instead. So I was going to share that with you next week, but I'm going to share that with you now because of this thing that had just been reported within the past hour. So let's just keep our eyes out for this. This was a quick me just jumping on and talking to about it and see what happens. And who knows, and then if anything does happen and it's significant, of course, I will be back. Just keep your eyes peeled. If you happen to see anything that's posted, because I'm going to be cooking, so I'm not going to be on top of the phone. But if you happen to see anything, just share it with me. Just send what you see and what happens, and I will jump on and we will talk about it. But yes, I have a feeling that it's because of these files that were charged against him today for the theft of signs, as TCB Myrtle Beach had said, and the local police department went there and talked to him. I'm not really positively sure the feds are involved. But who knows? You never know. Maybe this will trigger for them to do something. You'll never know. Okay, so stay in prayer. Stay faithful, guys. Maybe we're almost there, and that would be a great thing to happen for us right before the holidays. Anyhow, I'm not gonna do the rest of the video. I don't, unless you guys want me to. It's totally up to you, but it's up to you. Do you want me to do the video now, or do you want me to wait until next week and we just wait and see what happens with the Mica Miller case and John Paul Miller? Give me a 1 if you want me to keep going and to do the video that I was going to cover next week, or a 2 if you'd like to wait and see what happens, and we will just report on anything that comes up regarding this case. I will give you a minute to answer And I will not be offended by twos, people. It's okay if you want to totally focus on John Paul Miller and Mica Miller. I am totally with you on that. So 1, if you want me to go over the material that we were going to talk about next week. 2, if you want me to just completely focus on the Mica Miller and John Paul Miller case. And I will give you a moment to answer that question. And in case you need me to say the 1 and the 2 again. Okay, 1, you want me to go over the video I was going to do next week? I got a 1. Let me see. 2 for now. Okay, we got a 1 and a 2. I need somebody to break that tie. Break that tie, people. Break that tie for me. It's okay if I cover the rest of this stuff next week. Okay. All right, the 2s have it. Okay, so we are going to focus on right now. That's fine, everybody. That's fine. It is holiday season. I have cooking to do, so you're really giving me a lot of help here. So I'm going to jump off the phone. I'm going to call Myrtle Beach Media, and we're going to talk a little bit because I noticed they just reached out to me. And I'll be working alongside with them to keep an eye on what's going on from where they are. And let's just pray. Let's just stay in prayer, everybody. Who knows? This might be it. Anyway, thank you for joining me, guys. Keep your eyes peeled because notifications here suck. If I don't see you in the next 24 hours, have a fabulous, wonderful, and blessed Thanksgiving. And if I do see you again, I'll see you soon. Until then, stay safe and God bless.